Is your cat winking at you? Does your pet seem to wink quite often? In this material, we'll talk about those slow blinks and winks and what it can mean for you as an owner. Are those winks always a sign of affection? Or is your pet in the midst of a health concern that requires your attention? Interesting topic, and I've got you covered. Stay tuned. Slow blinks and winks on the very best of days are a sign of trust, if nothing else. Cats that are anxious and afraid, they don't have the luxury of blinking, while in the presence of someone or something they don't trust. When it's a game of survival of the fittest, cats instinctually have to always be on guard, because when you are both predator and prey, there are no days off. And even felines, living cats that have never stepped one paw outside, those winks and slow blinks, for an owner, this is a big step. It's a sign of trust, and that is certainly a positive. Beyond trust, some cats will give slow winks and blinks in an effort to show affection. If you look at your cat and they give you the slow lids, that in some ways is almost like a hug or rub against your legs. Some cats will do this even from across the room to show affection. Unfortunately, as probably expected, winking as a whole, you don't see it all that often. Cats don't really flash a wink the way humans do, and they certainly don't spend time several seconds at a time with one eye closed on a regular basis. So, while trust and affection can prompt a quick blink, there is a reason for concern if your cat is walking your home with one eye in an obvious squint or completely closed. Eye injuries, which are very common in felines, especially cats that roam the great outdoors on the regular, can produce a visual where a cat will close an eye as a means to display protection. Altercations with other felines, claws to the eyes, these brush-ups can cause eye trauma. Cats, just like people, they can get things stuck in their eyes. Tiny specks of grass from the yard, fur, general dust and debris. Similar to humans, cats will close or squint one eye, as the irritation from an object in the eye makes opening that eye quite painful. Sometimes, if strong enough, even the wind could cause a cat to favor one or both eyes for a brief time. Another thing to consider are various infections and diseases. Conjunctivitis, what we often refer to as pink eye, it can cause redness and discharge from the eye, not to mention discomfort. Cats can also suffer from ulcers. Corneal ulcers are many times the result of some degree of eye trauma, direct impact to the eye, claw to the eye, something sharp like a stick from the outdoors, anything that impacts the cornea. Cats are curious, and this means that corneal ulcers can also be associated with content with chemicals, irritating the eye or causing some level of chemical burn to the cornea. Infections, both of a bacterial and viral nature, can also lead to the development of corneal ulcers. Winking or squinting of the eye could be due to glaucoma, the buildup of fluid at the front of the eye, unable to drain properly. It can cause severe pressure, thus resulting in the optic nerve being compromised to some degree. Quite painful, cats will often attempt to hide or cover their eyes. Felines with glaucoma typically have what could be described as a button eye, like something from a dress shirt, this rather unmistakable foggy and milky appearance that covers the front of the eye. Compared to the other eye, assuming it is healthy, the comparison can be quite striking. Another health matter, an inflammation condition known as uveitis, could be the cause of your cat squinting or winking in one eye. As for general signs of concern prior to any sort of diagnosis from a professional, from a vet, if you are convinced that your cat's status goes far beyond something rather cute and charming, look for the following: watery eyes, tears, stains on the fur right under your cat's eyes, all the track of the nose that follow that track down your cat's nose, the tear lines. If you see tracks and stains, what seem to be on a perpetual basis with a squinted eye, this is a red flag that something is wrong. Another sign is discharge. I spoke of foggy and cloudy eyes, but if your cat's eyelashes appear cakey and coated in discharge, this is not normal. Anything yellow, green, and in some cases white, any and all, demands medical attention. Felines have a third eyelid, and sometimes it can be seen, but most of the time it's not obvious on a day-to-day basis. The third eye shouldn't be constantly visible. However, if you notice the third lid and it doesn't seem to retract, but is indeed becoming prominent in the corner of your cat's eye, that lid, this is another call to action. Constant rubbing and obvious discomfort. If your cat is doing more than just squinting, but making it a point to paw that closed eye, it's an attempt to self-treat and self-soothe. That's a red flag. Once you notice that the issue, whatever it is causing pain and concern, and your cat is acting concerned, then it's time to be proactive. Look for the signs. That's the first step to positive health. This topic, it's really a mixed bag. There aren't too many subjects quite like this one, where what you could be seeing could be the cutest thing ever, or it could be something quite serious. Not a lot of middle ground to work with here, and that alone can be very concerning. My advice to cat owners would be to lean on what you know. If you've owned your cat for a long while, you know what that baseline looks like. You know what your cat looks like, how they act. If you've had them for, say, 5 years, and they've never winked, odds are small that they'll start winking on a random Sunday afternoon out of play or affection or trust. This will play into your favor, because if you do see winking and squinting, you'll be more inclined to assume there's something wrong. To the new owners, the novice owners, pay attention to all the signs and watch your cat for clues that go beyond the wink and the squint. Is your cat lethargic, pawing at that eye? The squint seems to be unfortunately, if it's becoming the new normal. The discharge, all of these are displays of self-concern and reasons to act. Cats are good at hiding and masking a lot of ailments. It's what they're best at in some respects. In the wild, they have to be. The last thing they want to appear is weak, to be the weakest link. They can't let predators know they are unwell. It's just instincts. Even house cats will often mask how they feel. However, when it comes to your cat's eyes, there's really no hiding a problem here. You can likely see what they're having trouble actually seeing, and you can see at least that one eye is compromised. There's not too much your cat can do to shield this from you, and that's actually a good thing. So the takeaway here is to be proactive if the winking and squinting is a new thing, something that has seemingly appeared out of the blue. On the flip side, the lighthearted side of this topic, if your cat is totally healthy and just loves to wink, well, likely means that they love and trust you. They feel comfortable letting that guard down, and they're more than happy to share this living space with you. To the audience of Senior Cat Wellness, there are two very distinct roads to take on this one. Has your cat winked to show affection, loyalty, and trust? Or has your cat dealt with an eye issue? Is your pet currently dealing with an eye concern? Regardless of where you fall on the subject, if you have any stories to share, any helpful pieces of advice for the feline community here on YouTube, anything and everything, that comment section, as always, it's all yours. And if you enjoyed this content, please give the video a like and subscribe to the channel. I'd love to have you as a member of the Senior Cat Wellness family. And until next time, thank you so very much for watching, and I will talk to you later.